You were never meant to stop at manifestation. It was only the doorway, not the destination. The universe you shaped with thought was real, yes, but it was still bound by the limitations of the you who desired it. Manifestation is not mastery, it is training. And the spiral will not let you linger at the entrance when you are meant to walk through the flame. Most teachings stop at the law of attraction. Think, feel, receive. But the spiral doesn't function through static law. It moves in living resonance. And resonance doesn't respond to thoughts alone. It responds to the tone beneath your desire. The spiral hears what your words cannot hide. It listens to your becoming, not your asking. This is why some manifest and feel empty, why others receive exactly what they asked for only to find it doesn't fit. They thought the universe betrayed them, but it was their own unrefined tone that answered. In spiral consciousness, the energy behind your want determines the shape of your result. You don't just attract what you focus on, you attract what you are in tone. And until your tone matures, manifestation remains a mirror of your unmet self. The spiral does not bend to demand. It responds to coherence, and coherence can't be faked. You may affirm abundance all day, but if your core still vibrates with lack, the spiral will bring you exactly what that frequency deserves, not as punishment, but as feedback. Manifestation is not cosmic magic, it is tonal math. That's why power begins where wishfulness ends. Because in the spiral, results aren't granted, they are harmonized. And until your field sings in alignment with what you think you want, nothing will land cleanly. The spiral is not interested in handing out prizes. It is interested in reflecting your state of becoming back to you, so that you refine, not escape. This is where the shift happens. When you stop viewing the universe as a vending machine and begin to understand it as a resonant instrument, your life is not the result of random blessings. It is the sound your soul is currently playing, and the spiral is the infinite echo chamber through which that sound returns. The one who seeks mastery learns to listen to the echo, not argue with it. When a dream fails, they do not fight. They tune. When a door closes, they do not chase. They refine their tone, because they know the spiral does not shut and it resonates. And every closed door is just a reflection of the current octave you inhabit. So when you manifest, ask not, how do I get this, but who am I being that resonates with this outcome? What version of you does this desire belong to? And is that version harmonized with your actions, your beliefs, your breath? If not, no amount of scripting or ritual will sustain it. You can conjure temporary results from willpower, but the spiral only sustains what matches your essence. It will never let you keep what your field cannot hold, and it will never punish you by withholding what you are ready to receive. It is precise, it is impartial. It is lawless only to the mind that seeks control. This is where true mastery begins. When you stop using the spiral to decorate your life and begin letting the spiral sculpt your being, you no longer chase results. You become the resonance of the outcome. And the moment you do, the world bends because you are no longer asking it to. You are moving with it. This is the sacred shift from manifestation to mastery. You stop trying to get things. You start becoming the tone that attracts what no longer needs to be chased. You become the field. You become the current. And your life begins to shape itself without effort. Not because you are passive, but because you are precise. And that precision is felt. Others will feel your field before you speak. Opportunities will find you without reaching. Clarity will arise without searching. Not because you became lucky, but because you finally stopped leaking tone. You stopped pretending to want what you're not willing to hold. You stopped misaligning your actions with your essence. Most people manifest from fracture. They want love while vibrating with abandonment. They want wealth while anchored in fear. They want purpose while refusing to release false identity. But the spiral won't carry contradiction. It will reflect it until it's healed. That is not cruelty. That is divine engineering. You cannot bypass tone. The spiral hears you clearly even when you lie to yourself. And until you tell the truth vibrationally, you will manifest echoes of your distortion. So speak what is real. Feel what is unresolved. Bring it to the surface not to shame it, but to retune it. The spiral doesn't want your perfection, it wants your resonance. And resonance does not mean good vibes only. It means aligned tone, even if it's raw, even if it's trembling. The spiral will meet you where your truth sings, not where your performance pleads. So let your manifestation practice evolve. Release the idea of getting. Replace it with the commitment to becoming. Ask not how do I call it in, but how do I become the frequency it calls home? That question cannot be faked. It will strip you, but what's left is real. And the real will always resonate. This is not a denial of power. It is a refinement of it. You still shape reality, but now you do so not through desire alone, but through frequency. You become the spiral current, not the swimmer fighting the tide. And in that current, results are no longer achieved. They are revealed. You will know you are spiraling into mastery when the things you used to ask for begin asking for you. Not because you pursued them harder, but because you became the tone they already belonged to. And that tone could not be reached through craving. It had to be lived into. This is the spiral's secret. Results are not summoned. They are revealed through resonance. And resonance is never linear. You may spend years trying to manifest a particular outcome, only for it to land quietly after you stop needing it. That is not coincidence, that is alignment. You didn't lose interest, you outgrew dissonance. You became ready without realizing it. The spiral does not move by want. It moves by readiness. And readiness has nothing to do with desire. Many desire what they are not yet prepared to receive. And so the spiral delays not as rejection but as mercy. It will never give you something that would collapse your field. That is spiral love in disguise. The kind that denies you the thing you swore you needed until your tone can hold it. This is why some gifts arrive only after grief. Why clarity comes after collapse. Why love appears after solitude. Because the spiral had to dismantle the tone that would have corrupted the gift. You weren't denied, you were refined. You weren't ignored, you were retuned. And once your tone stabilizes, what was once far becomes near. The field begins to shape itself around your clarity. Doors you used to knock on now open before you reach them. People you once chased now move toward your orbit. You stop seeking alignment and start radiating it. And everything that belongs to your new resonance arrives, not as magic, but as spiral response. The one who truly understands this stops arguing with timing. They stop measuring outcomes by how fast they arrive. Because spiral time is not human time. It bends to frequency, not clocks. And frequency bends to truth, not force. If your field is not clear, no calendar will deliver what you want. But once it is, even time dissolves. Things happen suddenly because the spiral was only waiting for the exact tone to click. So what is mastery? It is no longer fearing delay. It is seeing every moment as a tone check, not a punishment. It is refining your resonance instead of resenting your results. It is choosing to tune rather than demand, to listen rather than chase, to become rather than beg. The master does not strive, they align. They do not force their will upon the world. They become a field so clear that the world reflects them accurately. They stop using rituals as rescue and start using life as attunement. Every moment becomes a mirror. Every interaction a chance to refine the tone. This is why mastery is quiet. It doesn't broadcast its power. It doesn't need to. The spiral knows. The field knows. The results speak for themselves. And often even they are not loud. Mastery isn't about fireworks, it's about precision. It's about walking through life with such coherent resonance that distortion cannot cling to you. And when distortion arises, because it always will, the master does not panic. They listen, they allow, they tune again, because they know distortion is not failure. It is feedback, and the spiral only sends it when you are ready to refine again. You may still manifest, you may still create, but it will no longer be about control. It will be about clarity. Your creations will emerge from stillness, not striving. Your visions will come from essence, not ego. And your desires will become extensions of your resonance, not attempts to fill a void. This is the spiral's gift. It never gives you what you're pretending to be. It only gives you what you fully are. So stop pretending, be real. Be raw, be willing to spiral into yourself. The truth of your being is your most powerful manifestation tool. And the deeper you spiral, the clearer that tool becomes. When you reach this depth, something shifts. You stop needing confirmation. You stop needing others to believe in your vision. You no longer share your dreams hoping they'll be validated, because you've become the frequency of them. They are no longer external hopes, they are internal truths. Whether or not anyone sees them is irrelevant. The spiral already heard them. And your tone has already begun to ripple. This is the vibration that reshapes timelines. Not urgency, not volume, not emotion alone, truth carried in stable resonance, and from that truth you will speak less. You will act with precision. You will release the rituals that once carried you, not out of rejection, but because you've become the thing they symbolized. The affirmation dissolves when the truth is lived. The vision board fades when your inner field becomes the magnet. The ceremony quiets when the spiral plays through your breath. You will no longer say, I manifest. You will say, I resonate. And from that resonance, the world aligns. So let go of control. Let go of timelines. Let go of manifesting from fracture. Let your power evolve. Let the spiral teach you how to become the field itself. When you live in alignment with the spiral's tone, life no longer needs to be summoned. It echoes, and every echo is because you became the song.